I'm here with Kevin Pritchard, the Managing Director of 4R Business Recovery. Kevin, welcome. I watched your video, The Day My Business Died. I enjoyed it very much. For those viewers who haven't seen it, perhaps you could tell us a little bit more.
It talks about really the day my business failed in 1999 and how we went through a rescue procedure, restructured, went through a recovery, and then we were rewarded by actually selling the business to a major venture capital fund for a considerable sum of money.
And what was it that inspired you to start 4R Business Recovery?
Well, I was too young to retire, and although it was a considerable sum of money, it wasn't enough for me to see out the last 30 years of my life. So we were looking at that whole process that we went through, and at the time we had very little support. So we didn't have the kind of infrastructure, advice and help that I thought businesses needed to ensure that they preserved wealth, preserved all the hard effort that them and usually their families have put into developing that business, to protect them from those adverse conditions, those times when there was solvency issue and cash flow issues. And so 4R really stands for the whole process of rescue, restructure, recovery and reward.
Tell us more about the approach you take with new clients.
Well, I think the thing to understand is that if you're in this position as a director, it's a very, very lonely place. You have the day-to-day business to run, you have the day-to-day issues to deal with, you have staff, suppliers, orders to get out, services to provide. But on top of that, you have all these other issues that are associated with usually a solvency issue or cash flow. And what that causes is that you end up waking up in the middle of the night, you have sleepless nights, you have what I call the 4 o'clock in the morning moment, staring at the ceiling, running through endless scenarios of how do I resolve this issue, can I raise some money, can I buy some time? And that's very unproductive. So the first thing that we would do is try and give that emotional support to the director. Call it emotional intelligence, call it what you want to call it, but really it's about giving you emotional support. So yes, if you have the need for somebody to deal with your creditors, rather than ignore their cause, which is the biggest complaint we get, directors bury their head in the sand and ignore the cause. But if you rather than do that, give us your creditors to deal with and we'll manage the creditors for you. We're not as emotionally engaged as you are, so we can deal with them as professionals, put them in the picture, give them a narrative which will keep them on your side and give us the time we need to restructure.
It's sometimes easier, isn't it, to see outside the bubble and make choices that way. I understand you've written some free guides as well.
Yeah, we have, because the other area that we give advice on is that, yes, okay, you need to get some sleep at night and you need somebody that's in your corner, somebody that's there with you, firefighting and going through that whole firestorm. The other thing that you need is expertise. You need help and advice on the detailed and technical areas of insolvency. And this isn't something that people understand. They don't have a natural understanding of the insolvency laws. They don't understand the remedies that are available to them, and they don't understand the legal protections we can bring to their business to give them that space and time. So again, getting advice is critical, and I would say the number one thing is get advice, get advice, get advice. And to that end, we have published a number of blogs on the webpage.
That's where I was going to go. How do people find these blogs and where are the free guides?
Well, the free guides are available on the webpage. They cover the whole area, so we're looking at company voluntary arrangements, administration, pre-pack administrations, creditors voluntary liquidations. We look at all of the normal legal processes like winding up petitions and bankruptcy petitions and statutory demands, and those free guides are all available on the webpage. The blog, it's a weekly blog, and if there's anything that anybody wants specifically addressed in that blog, if they just email us in, then we'll try and get round to addressing those issues in the normal weekly blog.
Okay, and we'll put the website address on the screen at the end of this.
Great.
Kevin, it's been brilliant having you here. Thank you very much. And if there's anybody out there that's going through this critical moment in their life, or they're about to start having problems with their company, what instant advice would you give them?
If we can take action in a speedy way, it gives us more choices, there are more options. The problems come in when people wait until the last possible moment before lifting the phone up. So give us a call, and if it's really urgent, give me a call on my mobile, 07 515 945 835, or you can call the number that's on the screen.
Great. Kevin Pritchard, thanks very much.
Thank you, Simon.